What did you think of the execution on that final play after the timeout with him missing the shot against Draymond?
It was okay. I think Draymond shot the gap and kind of denied the catch. Tried to get a switch with Peyton, so we didn't get a great screen and kept the matchup, but got a decent look. But got to screen better to get Alpie open at the spot we want him at.
You went with the double big lineup for a large portion tonight. Just how do you think that fared, and especially compared to the starting lineup, which seemed to have a rough start to both halves?
Yeah, they were great. They kept us in the game. Obviously, the start of the third quarter, 18-1 run, and just gave everything back that we did before in the halftime. And to be up 7 and go down 10 that quickly with some of, the missed shots or whatever, nobody tries to miss shots, but the non-help off of certain guys, leaving shooters, and then just not rebounding. They beat us in the offensive glass, second chance points. So not a great start there. Double big was the reason we stayed in the game. Yeah, like I said, get some separation with the screens, but you have to come off and be aggressive. And tonight was a little more free than last game. And you just have to make the right plays. And not his best night offensively, obviously, but you can't let that affect your all-around game. Still make the right play, make the right read, let guys be recipient, but you still have to guard at a high level and not get discouraged by an off night offensively.
Alperen had obviously his best stretch with Draymond out of the game. Do you feel like you have any route to efficient offense when Draymond is in the game, and what would that be?
Yeah, we got some looks and used his aggression against him and got him in foul trouble there. He's kind of roaming all over the place, and so make the right read, you'll get open looks off him, and so I think Alpie was going well regardless. The plan was to go attack Green, and I think he did that, had some success there, and missed some easy shots early, but settled in there. So just continue to be aggressive there, and doesn't matter who's on Alperen. We feel like we have an advantage every night.
Coach, can you talk about the just what the locker room was like after the game, such a tough loss, and what's the mentality you guys have to try to keep this series alive?
Yeah, a little bit upset, of course. It feels like the games we've lost, we really hurt ourselves in a lot of ways. We get a late foul on a 3. Obviously, that stands out, but it's not just a play late in the game. It's all the things that add up to it. First half, fouling guys in the bonus, and those things it's hard to outplay those mistakes, the amount that we're making. And so, let alone the third quarter when we come out, undisciplined like that. And so, guys are down, but they understand that the game we played well, the one game out of the 4, we had a blowout win. In other games, it's been a one-possession game a lot of times, or we had a fourth quarter lead and haven't really played that well. So consistency wins in this series. We've talked about that from day one, and we have to be way more consistent across the board. And so the plan is to obviously go home, get one, and come back.
Coach, this second game in a row that you all have shot bad from the free throw line. What seems to be the mentality on the free throw shooting?
Can't tell you what the mentality is. I think you go up there to make them, but obviously missing. I think we missed 12 tonight. It's not good enough in a one-possession game. So it takes it back to game 1 when we shot poorly from 3 from free throw. And if you're going to make some of the mistakes it'd be good to cash those in and obviously give us a little margin for error.
And what would be the message to this young team going back to Houston down 3-1?
Go get a win. Let's play a sound, disciplined game, full game, and not have these lulls that we've had that allowed us to, lose a lead or them get a big lead and we have to fight our way back. It's all good, fighting your way back and showing that heart, but you want to do the disciplined things to stay up when you get the lead or not let them go on runs like that. And so you have to be much more consistent, which was a big mantra coming into the series.
Coach, what was the calculation in taking Steven Adams out when they went to the Hackett in the fourth quarter?
That they got us into the bonus by taking the fouls and get him out and bring him back in when it's under 2 minutes. So they can't be as aggressive defensively. They built up the fouls, and Alperen was rolling. Some guys were playing well. I'm in obviously there, and so wanted to go with that lineup, take Steven out and get him back when it's under 2 minutes.
Now that you are facing elimination, do you give any more serious consideration to changing the starting 5?
Yeah, we'll take a look at everything. Obviously, certain lineups have been much better at times, and the poor start to the third really stands out. Obviously, you know, there's a few pieces to it. There's obviously offensive things, and the big lineup goes on, and they rebound well and all those things. But at the same time, we've been really good defensively with that starting unit. You know, keeping them in the low 20s for the most part and having a lead after most of these first quarters. So doing good defensively there. Offensively, got some room to make up for sure. Thank you.